Is Brent Venables' seat really as hot as everybody wants you to believe it is? Because I tend to have a feeling that maybe it isn't, unless, of course, Oklahoma has a worse season in 2025 than they did in 2024. And you all know that I don't really think that's going to happen. Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Welcome into the show, everybody. Gonna get Marcus Dent in here in just a second, but yeah, and I'll kind of tell you what I'm thinking about and what I'm talking about here in just a second as well, because I think that all this talk about Brent Venables going to be fired if they don't go 8, 9, 10 wins next season is probably a little overblown. And when I say probably, I mean pretty much way overblown. Because, well, there's a few reasons, but I do feel like there's a lot of people that just believe that Oklahoma's going to pay this guy $35 million to walk away. And I feel like that's probably a little wild overall. I'm going to bring in my guest from the Gridiron Insight, Mr. Marcus Dent. Welcome into the show, sir. Oh, I ain't hearing you, man. Oh, you got it muted maybe? Let me get the... Cut. I can't hear you, man. Hold on just a second. Can everybody else hear me? I can't hear you, bro. Try to pop out and pop right back in. Maybe I think you got something muted because I could hear you a second ago. In the background. I'm not too sure, man. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. All right. Yeah, Marcus, pop out real quick and just pop right back in. Got one thing I got to pull in here for this other scene real quick. All right. There you go. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. You got to now you do have to unmute it because I had you muted because you were banging stuff. All right. You got that look on his face too. Welcome into the show.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Welcome in to everybody else there. Thank you, Neilio, Steve Pinnick, Benji. What's up, man? Spaghetti, Drewski. Welcome into the show, everybody. Hope everybody's... Oh, man, I was hearing him. He bounced. Or wait. Are you still there, Marcus? Damn. Oh, I can hear you. But now I can't see you. There, when he gets back on there, I'll pull him back in. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? Hope everybody's good. Going to get into some of this chat about... The reason I am is because I was watching the OU Sports Extra with the Tulsa World, and I got to tell you, I have a hard time understanding how these quote journalists are constantly just spewing. I swear, it feels like to me Barry Trammell has kind of fallen off the deep end with his stuff. It's constant negativity with him too. And the thing is I don't know. I don't necessarily mind you being critical, but it's like nothing that he says is. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, some of the things that he was saying, they were just sure that the first thing, of course, that they brought up was whether or not um, Oklahoma was going to have to adjust their expectations for this season, and whether or not who they're going to be bringing in as far as for defensive coordinator slash linebackers coach, whatever. We talked a little bit about that on Kate Chris's show last night. Obviously, you know, I think that they're looking at a situation where they're going to bring in a linebacker coach, or they even may promote from within on that one. I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear you. I can't see you though. You got your. Mm, let's see. I can hear you, man. Running like so, like number 7. This is not out of the norm. Look, here's the thing, though. To me, and look, I'm not saying that you have to not be critical of some of the things, because I'm critical of some of the stuff that's going on within the program. I think that Venables, if there was a reason why I felt like Knowles probably should, uh, if he did take the job, it was going to be a good thing. It's like we talked about last night. I think that it was going to help him be more focused on the overall CEO stuff, handling the business of being the CEO more so than anything else. And I think that that's still an issue. I don't think that it matters whether or not he calls the defense, and I assume that he does. But I think that it would take 4-8 or 5-7, something like that for them, and that's regular season all the way through it. I think that's what it's going to take for you to get him out of here at $35 million owed to him. I just don't think that there's any way possible. Now they sat there and said, that they felt like Knowles took the job at Penn State because, quote, it's a better job, and which is wild to me. But I mean, just because you made the playoff or whatever, come on, man, it's not even the same thing. And any of you SEC fans know better than that too. If you're going to sit and like Benji, don't sit there and say that it's just no big deal, or that they're not playing the same type of schedule that the SEC teams are playing, aside from your boys. In the end, I think that they're not in a great position. I think he did it. I think he did what he did for his own reasons, but I don't think that had a lot to do with it. I think the biggest reason that Jim Knowles decided not to go to Oklahoma was because he wanted full control over the defense, and that's not what Venables was going to give him. It just wasn't. So to me, that's the issue more than anything else. That's just what I would tell you. Let's see. I'll go in through here. Yeah, I heard him breathing too. uh, JD Letterman, Barry's always been an ass. Yeah, and I mean, it's just constant at this point. It feels like he's going for that. That, well, I could say there's a few people that do. That's Twitter is full of it. And the thing is that we were talking about this the other day. I think it's a small amount of guys that are actually a small amount of people that are actually that doom and gloom constantly about Oklahoma, no matter what the situation is. And look, they very easily could have won 2 or 3 more games at minimum last season with no offense whatsoever, because you had just complete and utter clusterfuck in the offensive coordinator room, and then of course no receivers to speak of. They were 6 of them were out for basically the entire season. 5 of them, and then the 6th one goes down to the offensive line was switching around every 10 minutes. It just wasn't a, and they very easily still should have beaten. They should have beaten Mizzou. They had a chance to beat Ole Miss. They were ahead at the half. They even had chances that they were getting back into the game against Tennessee when Michael Hawkins came in. They had opportunities. The defense was good enough. A lot of things conspire for it to be the way it is, but this constant narrative that this is his second 6-7 season in 3 years. Come on, man. If you're going to give him that 6-7 season that he came in when he had to take over the dumpster fire that Lincoln Riley left him, then fine. Go ahead and do that if that's what you feel like you need to do. I'm going to tell you that they had 45 guys that switched that were not with the program anymore. 2 5-star quarterbacks. Everybody that was on the defense that was any good whatsoever, that wasn't a freshman, gone. So miss me with all that stuff. You got to miss me with all that stuff. Yeah. Is 7 wins going to cut it? I think it will. I think it will. I think that their expectation is if you're expecting them to come in and immediately go and win 10 against the schedule that they're playing, they still have to go on the road to Tennessee. They still got to go on the road to Tuscaloosa. They've got an LSU team. They've got on the road at South Carolina, who everybody's expecting to be very good with Lenore Sellers. I mean, this isn't a cakewalk schedule no matter what. Plus, you host Michigan, and they should be better than they were a year ago if they have a quarterback. And they beat Ohio State at the end of the year too. I mean, say what you want, it's a rivalry game, it happens, but I'm just saying that's going to be a tough game too. There's some meat on that bone for sure. And I'm not saying that I don't believe that they can still do it, because I do think I think they can go out there and win anywhere from 8 to 10. It all depends on how it all plays out. Welcome back to the show, Marcus Dent.
Can you hear me now?
I got you, man. Can you hear me?
I hear you, bro.
My man.
Yeah, I was listening, man. I was listening about the wins total for next year. I'm about with you, man. I'm 8 to 9 wins. I think we can pull that off.
Well, and even what I'm getting at is I was watching the OU Sports Extra that they had on the Tulsa World this morning with Barry Trammell and a bunch of the writers there from the Tulsa World, obviously. And the narrative that's being put out there is that they got to talking about Knowles first thing, and it was like, well, yeah, he took the Penn State job because it's a better job, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and that it's more security for him because Venables is squarely on the hot seat, and I think that narrative is starting to take a hit. I think unless he goes 5-7, 4-8, he's going to be back for a 5th year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You kind of look at what Florida went through, man, and it was like the old blues song. It's cheaper to keep them, you know. And it's gonna be the same thing with us. It's gonna be cheaper to keep them. So
It's $35 million going into 2026. This is what they would owe him.
yeah,
They didn't fire Billy over 26 million. There's another 10 in there.
man. People don't look at all the stuff that happened when Lincoln left. He just pretty much just emptied the barrel. Wasn't nothing left, and BV had to build this thing from the ground up. And then you take in all the injuries last year, man. It was, I don't give a damn who you are. You would probably had the same results, you know. But
Right.
don't get me wrong, we got a tough schedule next year. Michigan, Texas, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU. I mean, then you throw in them cats over there in Missouri, which we should have beat the hell out of last year. I mean, we got a tough road, but I think we built for it. I think that defense is, they're going to be strong again, and the offense is going to be better.
Right.
So all the naysayers and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of cool when they pop out 9, 10 wins, and everybody can be like, "What? You know, man, no, we got it going now. We had it going, bro. You just gotta believe in what's going on. That's one of the things that's got to happen. I just, all the naysayers right now, they thinking about um, the OU tradition, which is cool, and I'm 100% behind the OU tradition. But we're in a different day and age. You just can't let a coach go, because what happens if you let a coach go? You got to re-recruit your players.
Yeah.
You got to bring new coaches in. That's going to cost you more money. You got to bring more. You got to bring new kids in. It's going to cost you more money. And then you got to pay out. That's going to cost you more money. So it's not as cut and dry as it used to be to just get rid of a coach. Because now you got to redo the whole roster. You dumping the whole roster once you do that.
Right. No, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. If you think that the defense is going to hang around, and this is the thing, and Benji, I understand what you guys are saying. You said you have to look at the perspective. Freezes on the hot, but you know what? There's a difference in what goes on at Auburn and what goes on at Oklahoma. Let's not get it
Most
twisted.
definitely.
But I do understand that, yeah, you probably want him to win 7 games, 8 games, whatever. I understand that. I get it. And
Right.
all things considered, I expect that they could, especially with the new coordinator. But with Mateer, I mean, you got to hope that he stays healthy, though. You have to have him stay healthy. If he doesn't stay healthy, then what?
Well,
Right?
I think that's one
Then
reason.
you've
One
got
reason why we went and got a backup that's played.
right.
I think that's one of the reasons why we went and got him. So, I think they have made some of the best moves that we could make in the offseason. I think what we got 15 transfers coming in. I mean, it's a lot.
Mhm.
And it's built for what we're trying to do in the future.
Yeah.
So you think BB hadn't thought about Mateo going down for a game or something like that?
Sure.
That's why he went out there and got another quarterback. Not saying Hawkins can't do it, but I really believe their intent is to redshirt Hawkins next year.
I know that's the intent, but I think that he gives you the best chance to win if you were to lose Mateer. And I think that that's going to be taken into consideration too. I think a lot of it would be all about that, but it would depend on what the season already looked like, I believe,
Right.
more than anything else. You know, are
But
you going to waste a red shirt year? Maybe, maybe not. But here's the thing: if it was going completely downhill like we saw this year, then yeah, maybe they go ahead and run him out there because at that point, who knows? We know for sure that and I said this on K Chris's show last night. Welcome into the show, Kimberly K, Neilio, Satterfield. Appreciate you guys all popping in here. Nothing runs like a Mateer. That's funny.
I like that.
I like that too.
Put it
That's
on a shirt, bro.
yeah, put it on a shirt. Um, that's pretty funny. Listen, I would just say that I do feel like that you're in a situation where you have to probably you're gonna have to make a. This is what I was saying last night. I know they didn't get Knowles, and you know
It
that was
doesn't even matter.
I know it doesn't, but the point I was going to make was even though you were hoping that you were going to get him so that he could be more of a CEO and do better in the managing the game, the entire game, right? Managing offense and defense, the whole deal. I think that not getting him still means you got to do that. It still means you got to do it. He doesn't have a choice in that part of it now either, in my opinion. You got to go out there and
But
look. This
but
is year
Jason,
4.
think
It's
about
time for
this.
you to step in there and be a head coach now, and you should be learning these things as you go along. That's my feeling on it. I don't think there's a whole lot of room other than that.
But but Jason, look at the coaches he have on defense right now.
Mhm.
Man, it's pretty much a self-ran.
Yeah,
All those guys have been with him for a minute.
sure.
So they work well together. So I think he still can do all those things that we're talking about because of the coaches that he have there now that's been there forever.
Right. No, I think so too. I think look, I like the coaching staff. I don't think there's
I
a
love
problem with
them
the
boys,
coaching
man.
staff. You've got good coaches everywhere,
Oh
all
yeah,
around, right?
everywhere.
The struggle was last year with Seth Luttrell and then the injuries, man. I don't care who you are. You can't just discount the injury part of it. You can't do it.
You think Ohio State would have won the national championship with all 5 receivers out?
Hell no. Hell no. They probably wouldn't have won
Wouldn't
it
have happened,
without
bro.
one of them. I mean, they had a ball game on them at the end of that game, man. Don't get
Yeah,
it twisted.
you name one school in the SEC that could have done it with all 5 receivers out.
Mhm.
I don't think it's possible. So man, I'm
But
anxious to
in
see
the end,
these
if you
guys
think
get
about
in.
it, though, they
We're
still
only about a month and a half out.
well, you're about to go spring game. I mean, month and a half until spring practice, and then the spring game, and another month after that. I mean, look, you're going to see some things like that. But if you think about it, they could have been a hell of a lot worse. But shit, they could have won
Yeah,
the
they
Penn
could
State
have.
game. They could have won Ole Miss. They should have won against Missouri. There's 3 games for sure that you could have won. They very easily could have won 8 games without an offense to speak of at all. And Jackson Arnold, man, come on, man. I'm sorry to tell you guys, I don't think he's going to do a damn thing at Auburn. I don't know that he even starts.
Well, some people gotta, man, his self-confidence to me
It wasn't there.
is not there.
Nope.
And then you go into a school that was worse than we were.
Mhm.
So what did that tell you? You also going to a school that got a freshman 5-star quarterback that's going to be clicking at your heels.
Yeah.
And they also brung in a guy with some production. So to me, he doesn't do well when he has pressure on him. You look at him the year before with no pressure, man, he looked like a superstar.
That's
Put
exactly what I
pressure on
said.
him, he looked like Ned the Wino.
That's right. That's what I said to Coach Smook the other day. We were talking about that because they were and Cody Sprague from High Top. They were saying, "Do you think that he can go over there and under Hugh Freeze he's going to play well?" I don't think he is. I
Who
don't.
was this Trojan baseball said? Just not only the wide receivers, Ohio State had to shuffle their line. Like, the line was shuffled because people was hurt.
No, but that's what he's saying. He was saying not only if they didn't have
Oh,
those
okay, yeah,
receivers,
yeah, I
but what
see
if
it now. Yeah, yeah,
what
right,
if their issue was
right,
the same
right.
as
And
like
that's what
Oklahoma?
people don't understand.
Right.
The line wasn't shuffled because he was trying to um, find a fit. The line was shuffled because of injuries. You know,
Mhm.
so hey,
What if what if Jackson Arnold came back with a fro? What does that mean? What does that mean? That's
now you
funny.
put a little lick in that coffee this morning, huh?
I guess. Crazy to think that a 5-star Gatorade National Player of the Year can't even win a starting quarterback position. Madness. We don't know for sure that he's not going to win it, but look, man, Deuce Knight is the real deal, and it's not out of the realm of possibility for freshmen to start, especially
Dude,
if you're. Hey, listen, if you're Hugh Freeze and your seat is hot,
let me tell you something.
you're not gonna. It'll be a quick hook. He may make it to Norman as the starter. I bet he don't leave the starter.
I I can go on my Twitter account. I have to stroll way back. I want to say it was 2000, maybe 19. It had to be it had to be 19. Was it? Well, it was one of them. This was in the 8th grade. We were playing in a tournament in Nashville. My quarterback was throwing picks, man. He just couldn't get it. And I had an 8th grader who named Deuce Knight that I put in the ball game that came in and won that Sun Gun for us. He was in the 8th grade when he played with me. Dude, he got all of it. He got every bit of it. He's tall. He can see over the line. He's 6'4", 6'5". He can see the field, and that's a big ass advantage for him. And he got a hell of a damn arm. The kid doesn't. I mean, you take an 8th grader playing in a 7-on-7 game with 12th graders. And I'm talking about kids that went D1, playing against kids that went D1, Power 5 back then, and he did not flinch. So you put him with some dudes, he gonna be a dude. And I'm telling you right now, he has the young kids say the swag, whatever you want to call it. Dude, he's coming in there looking at Jackson on like, they really paid you? They really paid you to come here? I can't hear you, Jason.
The word is they paid him $2.5 million to come in there. So if he doesn't become the starter and be everything that he was expected to be when he got to Oklahoma, and I'm not saying he didn't get a raw deal too, because he did. They didn't have a quarterback coach that was working with them, and from what I understand, Luttrell wasn't letting anybody talk to them even and work with them. So to me, it was a bad situation, no matter what. But that doesn't change the fact that the kid flat out just didn't get the job done. And
he didn't get the job done.
and
That's
there
for
were
sure.
times that he was happy feet and nobody's around and he's throwing the ball away or fumbling it away, like the Mizzou game. You could have kneeled on the damn ball. We go to overtime.
I think he was actually just scared to throw the ball.
Dryling just they're saying he just is officially on the staff. Yeah, I think that Dryling is good. And Bogue was talking about him the other day too. So I think he's probably going to be. That's a good pick up there. We'll see kind of where that leads. I think it doesn't change a whole lot as far as what's going to happen in terms of. I think that Venables is going to call the defense no matter what. What I will tell you is this: I don't think that it matters that he's calling the defense. He still needs to get better at all of it. He still needs to be better at let's handle the whole thing. Game planning, pressure situations, how you handle those moments, the time, all of it. Fourth year as the learning curve should be starting to straighten out to me.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So, but listen, Dryling he's a hell of a coach. Says they're just saying on 3 that they're targeting him to join the staff. Do they make him a co-coordinator or whatever like what they have Bates? I don't know, but it looks like that's probably what's going to happen.
I can tell you right now, man, I'm not concerned about that defense. We do need to get another guy in place, but man, offense side of the ball is where we need the most production and the most improvement, and I think we're going to get that.
Kimberly K, welcome into the show. She says 300 plus former Michigan football players have joined a class action lawsuit against the NCAA and Big Ten. The suit, filed in September, alleges that the NCAA and Big Ten used players' name, image, and likeness without their permission.
Huh?
It just gets crazier all the time. Using their name, image, and likeness and profiting from it. I don't know.
When did this happen?
I don't know. She said that it was filed in September, but I guess it must be. They just joined the lawsuit, is what she's saying here. Wild, man. He did get hired this morning. Okay. Well, and that's the weird thing is that Pete Nakos just put out something on it 6 minutes ago, and he's saying targeting, but it looks like maybe they just haven't got the contract signed. Or maybe they just hadn't told On 3 yet because they don't like On 3 or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Dang.
Going
hard on 3.
I'm not saying that, and I get what you're talking about, Benji, that the expectation, and I get it, that especially for, if you don't think that he's the guy, you're going to say the exact same thing. But I'm telling you, $35 million is a lot of damn NIL money. And when it boils down to it, if you don't think that, I mean, you think they want to pay that, there's a reason why nobody got fired this year again. They should have fired Sam Pittman. They probably should have. I don't know that you should have necessarily fired Billy, because Billy kind of flipped it around once it got crazy, right? And they got DJ Lagway. They're not going to get rid of him and lose DJ Lagway whenever he looked the way he did on a bum leg at that. You know, I think DJ Lagway is that dude. By the way, we still have that poll up there. If you haven't voted in the poll on the top 5 quarterbacks coming into the season for 2025, jump in there and do that. I'll put that into the I'll put that in there here in just a second and pin it. But make sure you guys get in there and do that. We're going to do a couple of giveaways. I'm going to do a random giveaway. If we get to by the end of the weekend, if we can get to 100 voters.
100.
If we can get to 100 voters, I'll give away a T-shirt and a hat. So jump in there. Make sure you guys do that. It's on HOF Media. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and go get it so that I got it for you guys.
Pull it up. Man, I was just looking at some of the recruiting that's going on with OU. What do you think about OU taking 2 quarterbacks in this 2026 class?
I don't know. It feels like to me that Jaden O'Neal is dead set on Oklahoma. Now, he did just get an offer from Georgia, I saw.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I think he's coming to Oklahoma unless the staff isn't here. But
what was the other kid that they offered? Was it New or something like that? What was his name?
Well, Jet's here now.
Oh yeah. What? Okay, yeah, that's right. He is there.
They flipped him from Oklahoma State.
That's right.
I love it. That was freaking awesome. But yeah, I mean,
but O'Neal is doing some recruiting, bro. I can tell you that.
Oh, dude, no, and
he's recruiting his boys, man. His 707 guys. He's recruiting like hell, trying to get those guys in here.
That's always the best, is when your quarterback's taking it on and being a big recruiter for your team. That's huge, man.
Dude,
it's always huge.
I'm gonna tell you one of the best 7-on-7 teams I had. I didn't build. The kids did.
Yep.
Man, they get in those inboxes. Hey, bro, come play with me. Man, coaching them, they cool, man. They got it going on over here. Blase. Next thing you know, you got a damn team full of ballers. The kids are the best recruiters.
Did you guys play for the national championship or something you were saying the other night?
So what now?
You guys played for the national championship that year, right?
Yeah, in middle school, yeah, we played for the national championship in middle school down in Naples. Yeah, Markel's son was on that team.
Okay. Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if you guys didn't get over there and watch the show that we did on Marcus's Gridiron Insight. It was posted yesterday morning. Get over there and check that out, man. It was a big
great show.
It was a great show. I think man, Oklahoma's moving after some guys there. DeMarco was busy, man. He was out there giving offers to a lot of guys from Mississippi. Michael Stephen being one of them. You want to talk about a running back that has some speed? Whoo! The kid
he can move, bro.
Yes, he can, man. He
2027.
2027 guy. Yep, that's right. So, yeah,
I mean,
man.
His dad is one of those guys, man. I think Markel will be a great fit. And not just because he's my buddy, man, a friend of mine. It's just that his attitude, the way he likes to work, the end game is not about the bread, So I think
I loved that about it when he said that. He said that they want to go where they're wanted the most, you know what I mean? And where they feel like it's home. And he seems excited about getting a chance to go to the spring game and check that out and just, get an opportunity to kind of see what it's like at Oklahoma. And, listen, man, there's a lot of good programs out there in the country, but there's only one Oklahoma, and I know that that's cliche as it gets whenever you start talking about it, but there's not a lot of places that you can go to that you will see that things are the way that they are here.
Well,
It's just a different animal.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna leak it. He might get mad. He probably won't get mad, but right now it's probably Oklahoma and Ohio State.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
You know, I would say Florida State probably close third. I mean, just all depending on how they do, man. But definitely, Oklahoma moved up.
No doubt. Significant portions of non-playoff teams that reach other bowl games just have so many kids that sit out of the games. To me, makes those other bowl games lose their luster. They're going to have to start upping the ante on those bowl games is what they're going to have to start doing, because it's just, if you and look, I think a lot of that will have to do with, we're going to have to wait and see kind of how it goes, but there's people that are complaining about dropping that spring portal. They don't want that to happen. There's people that are complaining about moving the portal to the end of the season. I think that needs to happen. We're going to have to wait and see if it does, though. We're going to have to wait and see if it does. So I don't know, man. I do feel like this is you're going to continue to see changes in college football. You're going to definitely continue to see changes in college football. Apparently, there's a shakeup going on. ESPN is trying to redo the deal that they have with the ACC because they want to try to keep Clemson and Florida State in the fold. They're not going to just give up. I don't think that they're just going to give up, their breadwinners in that conference. And they don't want North Carolina moving off. Here's the thing, and I can understand that too. And for the simple fact that, look, there gets to a point where your conference is so full that now all of a sudden some of these teams that draw big and help you make that money are going to be out of it because they're going to be in the SEC getting beat up on, like we saw kind of happen this season.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was ESPN, I would work something out because you finna flood the market. The market is already flooded.
Yep.
Big Ten and SEC. I don't care what nobody say. It's a flooded market. Even in the SEC, I think we need to split it up and go East and West. It would be a lot better like that.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. I mean, they didn't have to go East and West in the Big Ten, but they were able to somehow protect their teams. I don't know that you can do it in the SEC without going back to the East and West and be able to protect rivalries, and try to keep it kind of how it has been or whatever.
Dude, if you go back to the East and West,
one game for Ole Miss and one game for Alabama, and they got 5 in instead of 3.
Right. If you go back to East and West, you can do the same thing the Big Ten did by protecting their big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want to say. You can protect Georgia. You can protect Alabama. You can protect the
Texas and Oklahoma,
the steers over there in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. If we had an East and West, we could have done the same thing that the Big Ten. And you can't tell me they're not looking
far off of it though. Either way, like I said, if Alabama beats Oklahoma or Vandy, they're in the playoff.
Yes.
Not fucking SMU. Same with Ole Miss. You could have ended up with a lot of 2-loss teams at the end of it, and they would have put them all in. Yeah, but it's easier for them to do that, right? Here's the thing about it. It's easier for them, Benji, to be able to protect them without the divisions because they're top heavy, and that's that. There's no really other way to say it. Their best teams, they've got Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, and I mean, then you got then it's a step down from there. Indiana, Illinois, that's who we're talking. They got Illinois in these early top 10s. I think it's insanity. And Brett Bielema, he has been doing some trolling lately, but come on, man, you can't tell me that these guys are that good. And No, man.
They're not. I
Penn
mean,
State beat the shit out of them. Come on, man. I'm not.
here's my thing. They're gonna look at what happened last year. It's not gonna happen in 2026, but when they get ready to 2025, but when they get ready to redo this thing, you can bet your ass that's gonna be at the front part of the table. That's gonna be the front part of this discussion at the table. You know, I mean, because the SEC is a moneymaker. You don't want to. You want, and the thing about it is, they want to make as much money as possible off the SEC, their viewership. What do you think if Alabama had been playing instead of SMU? Look at the viewership. What the viewership would have been. Oh, it been sky high. What if Ole Miss had been playing? It'd have been sky high. Boise State, Boise State, really, Boise State. I think your mic is off again, Jason.
They did reach a deal with the ACC, ESPN, and the ACC. They're ratifying an extension that'll go through 2036, with their current deal set to expire in 2027. With that, they also noted the impact this would have on the issues between the league and two of the biggest brands in Clemson and Florida State. Sources tell Adelson from ESPN that it's picked up the option on the ACC TV deal through 2036. Additionally, the league is working toward a new rev distribution model to reward the biggest brands that would keep Clemson and FSU in the fold. So they're going to pay them more than what they would pay the other one.
And pay them more than they'll pay a cow.
Oh yeah. Well,
SMU.
I don't even. Yeah, they're not giving him that much. SMU doesn't get paid for the first 10 years. They don't. But they don't need money. Here's what
they got money.
SMU is deep.
Yeah, look at the history. Yeah, they got money.
Money. Oh yeah, man. Come on now. Every damn player on that
The
pony
death
team,
penalty, they
every
got
player
money.
on that pony team had a gold freaking 270.
They got
All
money.
of them. That shit was wild, man. That pretty crazy, man. But yeah, had ESPN declined that extension, the partnership would have been up after 2027. It says it's pretty wild, man.
Well, they're protecting their two biggest brands, Clemson and Florida State. And Clemson and Florida State is going to get a sweet deal because, hey, y'all really the only two horses in the stable.
Right.
Everybody else in there is shedding ponies. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Hey, you're not wrong, really. I think that you've got a couple of programs that are. Listen, I think that Jeff Braun is one of the best coaches in the country. You know, and he's doing so. And Louisville's they can put it together a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Pitt, if they're right, Pitt can be that way too. And I think that I think they got a hell of a coach there.
Yeah,
and they play defense first. So yeah, I mean, but overall, it's tough, man. Look, Syracuse got them a hell of a coach too.
Oh yeah,
they're recruiting their asses off. So
yeah.
The thing is, and I mean, again, SMU's got a good coach. I like their coach. I just don't think that they were good enough to be in the damn thing last year. They just weren't. They didn't have a signature win.
Nope.
They didn't have one. So
they just had one more win than Alabama or Ole Miss. That's it.
But see, and that's the whole point is you can't keep doing it that way. And I know that I read it somewhere that they're starting to discuss all this on what they want to do and the changes that they want to see happening. Because I can tell you, the SEC is not going, and I don't think that the Big Ten is going to put up with the SEC not having as many teams. They may act like that. In the end, they're in this thing together. The big dogs are in it together because they can hold the shares. You know,
they're living in the same house but in separate rooms. That's all it is, bro.
That's right. That's a good way to put it.
The thing about it is, the two brands that make the money, you can bet your ass that they're going to find a way for those two brands to be able to get the most out of this. And last year, college football didn't get the most out of it with Ole Miss and Alabama sitting at the house, and Boise and SMU getting a chance to go. That think about it. Think about putting Ole Miss and Boise. Take Boise out, put Ole Miss in. Take SMU out, put Alabama in. Now I'm gonna say this. And some people might not agree. But if Nick Saban does not leave Alabama, and he has Downs, he has what's the kid that went to Texas, the receiver, um,
Oh,
uh,
Isaiah Bond.
yeah, Isaiah Bond, Shaheem Otis, some of them other cats that left. You think about this season right here. You talk about how bad Jalen Milroe was. It's something about Nick Saban. He got the best out of that kid. Now you might have a better offensive minded coach, but when it comes to an overall team, if that team had stayed together up under Nick Saban, you might have seen them play for a national championship this year. I think they had the talent. I think Nick left 1 year too early.
Well, he didn't want to deal with it the way it was anymore.
Nah, he was done. He was
He didn't
done
want
with
to deal
that.
with it with the way it was. He's repeated it over and over again. That look, man, Nick Saban, he liked it being able to stack up all the talent. He'd
Yeah,
been
he had
bitching
look,
and
dude.
complaining for a while now.
He he had the recipe. He had the KFC recipe, baby.
Yeah,
And then he got bought out. That's what happened. He got bought out. Kirby went, he took the recipe with him. Shark left, he took the recipe with him. Same thing with Lane, took the recipe with him. Everybody took a piece of the recipe with him, bro.
yeah.
And
Well,
it wasn't original no more.
listen, that was the other part that was getting tough for him. Replacing coaches wasn't as easy as it used to be. That's
Nah,
why he had the rehab center for so long, that he's bringing these guys in, fire coaches that he knew were good coaches,
paying him $35,000 a year. I think Sharp was making $35,000 when he first got there. Got back to
Mhm.
Alabama.
Yep. Yep.
So
Christy, what is your issue with which one? I think Janty got into the playoff, not Boise, no doubt. Saban is now a Texas fan. He's a Sark fan for sure.
yeah, that's his boy. That's his baby boy.
Mhm.
That's his
Mhm.
baby boy. That's why when we beat Bama, man, he had egg all
He was,
over his face.
oh, he did too. He was talking all kinds of shit that week too.
Yeah, he was wanting to go down there and damn fire everybody.
You saw that, and that's why Venables was wearing that hat that had a very, you could see the SEC part on it. Yeah, we're in the SEC too.
Right.
So I thought it was pretty fun.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. You think about the places that we have to go. We got to go to Alabama. Hour 45 minutes from the house. We got to go to Alabama. We got to go to where else we got to go? Um, I mean, Alabama's really the toughest one, road wise. We get LSU at home. We get Ole Miss at home. We got to go to Newton. We got to go to Tennessee. Got to go up there. That's one of the toughest places to play if you play at night for sure. It's loud, but man, I think Tennessee. I think they kind of come and unravel. If you ask me,
Mhm.
I think the luster, that shine that he had after year two, I don't think that shine is there no more.
Dude, here's the thing about Tennessee. It's kind of a shit show there, man. It has been a shit show there for a while. Since Phil Fulmer left, it's been one crazy situation after another with every coach. I think that Josh is doing a great job.
Yeah, he's doing
I,
a good job.
I don't think it's an easy place to freaking win at anymore. I don't think it's just not.
Yeah,
I mean, Foley or not Foley, it was it Yeah, Jeremy Foley, right? Or Pruitt.
Jeremy Pruitt.
His ass was.
He was bad.
The stories that were coming out of there, I mean, they were just blatant about it. And I mean, I don't know, man. I don't see that program, they're on the verge of blue-bloodedness, but it hadn't been good for a while, man. For a while until Josh got there. So for him to come in right after Pruitt, though, and be able to flip it like he is, he's getting quarterbacks. But I don't know, man. I think it's a tough place to win. I believe that he would definitely, if it didn't work out, if it doesn't work out with Venables, I think that he's one of the first people that they call. And I believe that he would absolutely take the job.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
I can see that. But the thing about it with Jeremy Pruitt had athletes on that roster. Butch had athletes on that roster. They had athletes, man. They had dudes. The staff just could not put it together. Point blank.
that an irrelevant brand in Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin isn't irrelevant, and they've won 10 games every year for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah. Ask Penn State how relevant they are.
Yeah, he's a Penn State fan. They beat the shit out of you last year in a game. You got to sit there. You got to stop saying dumb shit when you come in here and then expecting us to just like be all good with it. You come in here talking dumb stuff about the takes that we have, and then you say dumb shit like that. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You got to be better than that.
Here's the thing with Lane Kiffin. You look at all the early movement that he had when he was younger. Lane Kiffin is a different guy right now, And I hate to bring up religion and stuff like that, man, but Lane has kind of he's kind of mellowed out, man. And I know some people that go to church with him.
He wants to leave, does he?
No, he does not want to leave. Dude, I heard they finna bump him up to 11 mil.
And the expectations aren't what they are everywhere else, right?
I mean, they want to win 9 games at Ole Miss.
What do you mean?
They want to win. Right now, the expectation is playoffs. They ain't saying win the Natty. They want to make that playoff.
Sure.
And their fan base is passionate. Go check them out. Go check out the tailgate. They got one of the best tailgates in the country.
Dude.
So they're passionate about football. And they got money, man. They got that old money.
Chris, see, Bama with more losses would get in over Ole Miss. See, bro.
Not in this era. Maybe.
Because they both play in the SEC, dummy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Not in this era.
Dude, and here's the thing. Lane Kiffin is one of the better coaches in the country when it comes to offense, for damn sure.
Dude.
They haven't taken that next step yet. What was Ole Miss doing before he got there? After Hugh Freeze left, it didn't take them long to get rid of the next guy too. It was not good. It's never good at Ole Miss.
Well, they had some issues, but I can say this. And Matt Luke left Ole Miss, one of the best offensive line coaches out there, and went to Georgia and built the damn offensive line to win national championships. He did that. I think he's at Clemson right now, if I'm not mistaken. But they had the same shit show that we're going through with players and all kind of different stuff. And Matt Luke, he weathered that.
I like Matt Luke, man. I think Matt Luke.
He weathered that. Matter of fact, Matt Luke's brother is still on staff there right now.
No, I thought he was at Clemson.
His brother is on the staff there.
Oh, his brother.
He's at Clemson.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this right here.
Games. Where are their playoff appearance? They lost to Kentucky, or else they're in it last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Kentucky loss did it, not the LSU loss. The Kentucky loss did it.
Yeah, listen. I mean, stuff happens sometimes. I mean, in the end, they still had some big wins. They beat the shit out of Georgia. You guys
Drug them.
you drug their asses. It wasn't a close game. And
They did the same thing to Georgia that we did to Alabama. The exact same thing.
boogered them up the whole game.
Boogered them up.
Yep.
You know, so Ole Miss is not a program you just
I'm not
scrub
saying
over.
that they're a blue blood program or anything like that. I'm telling you that they're an SEC team that has a legitimate coach and they have real players that go there.
And they got legitimate players that's in the NFL.
Penn State, for fuck's sake, come on, man.
Okay,
Penn State
I'm gonna
beats
throw this out there. And I'm gonna leave
and
this.
Boise, and we're gonna sit here and act like they're all that. You got to be shitting me.
What player from Penn State outside of Barkley is just doing a whole lot in the NFL? Now Barkley's the dude. Now he that guy.
That is
But Ole Miss got the same type players with AJ Brown and DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
They got dudes in the league, man.
Dudes. Bro, he's silly.
Walter Nolan is going to be a first-round draft pick.
You're acting like they're Notre Dame or somebody. They're not. They're not. They don't have to be. But guess what? They got better players than you do. They beat the shit out of you guys the year before that. Don't tell me that they couldn't have done the same thing. They were a better team. They lost a game they shouldn't have lost.
Right.
End of story.
Early
in the game. Yeah.
Early at that.
Are you one of those guys that's sitting there talking all that dumb shit about South Carolina being all that? Or they're a top 10 team? South Carolina, they beat the shit out of them in their house too.
Mm-hmm. Skull drug their ass. I'm talking about what, 30 points?
They won. It was 24. So I think it
might have well been 30.
26 to 27 to 3, something like that. Beat the shit out of them. Oh, yeah. They always they put out good defensive players from Penn State. They don't do shit else. Saquon was the hell of it, was there, but
yeah, Ole Miss went in there to South Carolina and did it there. P did it to him. Take that.
Hey, you can sit there and say the shit that you can say that stuff that if you want to there, Chrissy, but the truth
they
is
did the same thing to Penn State.
Would have 4 losses if they'd have played in the SEC last year. At least 4 losses.
Hell yeah.
At least. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
They don't even have a damn receiver that can get himself open. What the fuck are we talking about?
Man, they have struggled in receiver and the quarterback position ever since he's been there. Ever since Franklin has been there. I mean, the defense has pretty much carried him. That's why they want to pay so much money for Knowles, because that's the only thing they have right now.
Well, they have a good coordinator in Kotelnicki, but they've got to get some dudes.
He don't have no dudes though, bro.
Outside though. Yeah.
He don't have anybody on the outside that's dynamic. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is. Maybe you need to go to Canada somewhere. Somewhere where ain't nobody looking.
I don't know if it's just that they never get them or what it is, but for whatever reason, they don't produce them.
No, they don't.
They don't produce them. They get there and they end up hidden.
Yeah.
Can't find separation for some reason. Look, and Penn State, you don't get the attack on Penn State. What have they done? They don't beat anybody in their the good teams in their own league. They don't ever beat. Ever.
Penn State is like that tag along guy. He's the guy in the band. You know, you got this band that's super talented, and he just guy there to hold everybody up. He doesn't bring anything to the table but his appearance, and that's pretty much what Penn State is to the Big Ten. They don't bring a whole lot to the table when it comes to anything else. They don't create excitement. When you say Penn State football, you're not excited about Penn State football. It's like eating a piece of paper. It's just plain. There's no excitement to it. You say Oregon, got a little pop to it. You say Michigan, got a little pop to it. Say Ohio State, got a little pop to it. Say Penn State, ain't shit there. No pop.
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm just being honest with you, dude.
Sanduskyville and shit. Jesus.
I mean, people were more excited about Indiana and Illinois than they were Penn State, bro.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have they would have lost immediately if they played anyone in the playoff. The second they played a team that was worth the shit, they're out.
Correct.
They played SMU and Boise, and they're over here pounding their chest like they're something. Come on, man. Come on.
Two teams, if you had to put them in the SEC, you put Boise
Come in here attacking
or SMU in the SEC, and they're below 500. They're below 500. That's real talk.
The tight end was a stud. I'll give you that one.
Oh yeah, he's a stud.
Good.
I know. Yeah, he is a stud.
They're good, and they get those guys. They get studs at especially on the defensive side. And I even think Drew Aller's a stud. You got to give him somebody to throw to.
They don't have that.
I don't care about their stadium though. Who gives a shit about that?
The stadium.
When they played them 2 years ago, what was the score of the game? They housed them.
Man. You can do all that whiteout and James Franklin do all that talk. And
I've been to 2 games at Penn State. It's a hell of a place to go watch a football game. I'll tell you that much. Hell of a place to go watch a football game. Cool place. The tradition, all that shit. Now, they took a hit there with, what happened with Sandusky and all that other shit. But I'll tell you, cool place to go watch games. But they're underachievers, man. They're underachievers.
Yeah, definitely.
A consistent top 15 because of their name. Who do they beat for that ranking? Who?
And as Keith Sweat would say, nobody. Nobody. And that's real talk.
Dumbass. You're killing me here, bro. Chrissy, stop it. Just stop it. Don't come in talking shit about everybody else when you live you shouldn't be throwing stones when you live in a glass house, bro. You just shouldn't. Come in here talking shit about Ole Miss that beat the hell out of you 2 seasons ago. The last time you played them, it's the last SEC team you played. Got the shit kicked out of you.
And dude, that Ole Miss team wasn't nowhere near as good as this one.
Hell no, they weren't. Nope. Hell, I guarantee you, if Ole Miss gets the damn draw that Penn State got in the fucking playoff, they make it that far too.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been a hell of a game against them in Penn State. I'm not Penn State, but Notre Dame. It would have been a good matchup. Yeah, I mean, you look at man, just look at the road that they had. The road that they had to the national championship, man. Nobody in that whole seeding had an easier route than they did.
Nope.
Nobody.
They lost the game to Oregon, and Oregon gets to go up against Ohio State first. Go figure that. Make that shit make sense. And you're talking about nobody but Ohio State blew out Tennessee. No big team lost that bad. What are you, dude? If you think that Penn State is Ohio State, you got to quit smoking, bro. Stop it. Put it down. Put it down. Get out of here. You're not Ohio State, brother. You're not. I don't care if you went and got Jim Knowles. You still ain't them.
Oh, dude. Oh, they riding high right now. if you go on Twitter, and I mean, they feel like they got the piece, and Knowles has all the secret recipes from Ohio State. Now, if your ass don't win it now, you win it. You didn't got half the staff. Well, I didn't say half the staff, but a very important piece of the staff
Yeah.
that really wants to stick it to Ohio State. Don't win now. We're gonna talk about your ass for 44 years.
Ohio State has to reload now. They have to reload, and they'll still beat Penn State's ass. They always do. They always do. Just
Man,
better.
I don't think they're out the woods just yet with Kelly. I still think an NFL team could pick him up. I really do. And as Ole Miss was as the dealing with Ole Miss, the only way Lane Kiffin leaves is he goes to the NFL. That's it.
Don't be trying to do the transitive property in here. That shit ain't gonna fly. You know it don't fly. Who you play, this team versus this team. Come on, man. You also had multiple overtimes to beat a shitty USC team. Stop it. Stop it. You just got to stop, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, dude. It amazes me. Amazes me what people say about some of these teams. And this narrative that the SEC was so bad. So bad. They beat the crap out of each other is what they did. And the SEC top to bottom is better by a lot than any other conference in the country. They didn't have a dominant team in the SEC. And I think Ohio State was the best team in the country when they were on. When they were on.
No, when they're clicking on all cylinders, you see what happens.
But they're good. Now the thing is are they going to keep this staff together at all? Doesn't sound like it. They're losing a lot of guys.
Yeah.
You had to
Me personally, I think that looking at the Big Ten, I think it will probably be Oregon and Michigan. I think they're the better two teams in that league. Now, I'm going to say this, and yeah, I'm biased because my doctor and his son plays for Illinois. I'm a little biased, but guess what? I think the direction that Illinois is going in, and no, they couldn't be a juggernaut in the SEC, but they're putting together the right pieces to be able to play a Penn State and catch them off guard.
Yep.
You know, the jury's kind of still out on Indiana because that's a transfer portal team, is what that is.
Keep thumping that chest about that win over Minnesota by 1 point. Holy shit, bro. Good Lord.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Wisconsin, you beat them by 2 touchdowns. They were shitty.
Yeah.
You know, UCLA 27-11, big win. 33-30 over USC. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, they asked for it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do better. You're gonna have to do better.
Oh, definitely, man. You know, with the quality wins is what gets you in the playoffs, they say. Okay, cool. I get it.
Well, that didn't happen this year. I think they overcorrected for that shit they did to Florida State the year before. And that idea that a mid team like SMU, the conference championship shouldn't take it. No, if you're mid level, that conference championship is your way in, not your way. No matter, you got to win it though. That's the problem. They're gonna have to fix it. They got to fix it. You can't, because there ain't no way. Tell me, please tell me that SMU or Boise State would have stood a candle, would have been able to hold a candle to Bama or Ole Miss, because they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. Fuck out of here with that stuff. It's silly talk, man. It's just dumb to even say shit like that. And that dog snoring over there, snoring.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't think Penn State did. I mean, Knowles is a good DC. We all know that, but I don't think they upgraded.
That hasn't been their problem, though.
They hadn't. Thank you. They hadn't been their problem.
No,
I mean, that's just like if we got him, defense hadn't been our problem. Our major concern was offense. And their major concern is getting dudes on the outside that can stretch the field. And they don't have them.
Yeah.
What do you say?
He's just talking shit.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm fucking with him too. I was fucking with you back. Because come on, bro. They ain't that good. They ain't that good.
Northern Illinois. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we know.
Hey, those are fighting words for old coach there, Neelio. Ooh, buddy. Yes, they did. They did. Hey, and stuff does happen. Games happen.
What do you think about Dylan Gable wearing all three logos on his helmet?
Oh, well, apparently the UCF folks are not very happy about it, from what I could tell on.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of ass clowns, though, down at UCF. I'm going to tell you. That fan base is wilding. They were talking mad shit the year that they came to Oklahoma. Now, they played a good game, but, man, they gave him shit for leaving. What else did you...
I mean,
he wanted Levy to be the head coach, not shitty ass Gus Malzahn. And look at what Gus did to you.
That's what they wanted.
They did.
That's what they wanted.
That's what DG wanted, was for Levy to get that job.
And when he didn't, he ended up going to Ole Miss. He was going to Ole Miss, and then he left, came here. He was like, "Hey, look, don't stop in Oxford. Keep going."
Well, he was gonna go to UCLA.
Yeah, he was going to UCLA. Yeah, that's right. When he left UFC.
He had just enrolled at UCLA.
Right. Yeah, he did. It was between there and Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
But Ole Miss kind of I think they had Matt Corral. And it was
and then they just got, they ended up getting Jackson Dart instead. There's little Coach Roy Ball. There he is. Here go the clover leaves are up. What's up, Coach?
Yeah, I see him.
Well,
and hey, look, Notre Dame guys, Notre Dame will be back.
Notre Dame isn't no joke, man.
They'll be back. I mean, they got the best setup of any team in the country.
Would there be a potential position? He's not going to change spots. I don't know. I think Jalen Milroe is a hell of an athlete. I don't think he's a good thrower. But listen, there's a lot of guys in the NFL right now, like Lamar Jackson, that aren't good throwers. I know he completed 70% of his passes. I know. It's not that hard to do when you throw everything about 5 yards or 50 yards where your receivers just go run underneath it. Listen, it is what it is. Those deep balls and short passes. That's what you have to do with those guys. That's what they do with Jalen Hurts too. Jalen's a better passer than it, but I don't know, man. I think you got to put him in the right system. I don't know that he's a good enough athlete that he can be dangerous, but
he's in the Super Bowl.
But I don't. Well, I was talking about Jalen Milroe right now.
Milroe. Okay, yeah, okay.
Lamar hasn't made Lamar's won. He's going to win his third damn MVP, and has one fucking win in the playoffs to show for it, or two now.
But I'm gonna say this: that game against Buffalo, bro. Yeah, he made a mistake, but Man,
You gotta. I mean,
dude, we drop pass,
I
and
understand that, and
Andrews
he
do
should have.
not
He
drop
had to
passes
catch
like
that
that,
football,
bro.
man. He had to catch that ball. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not to take up for Mark on that shit.
Yeah,
But bro, you're an NFL MVP. It's a fucking 7-yard throw. Hit the guy up here.
yeah. It was cold as
It's
shit
not
out there.
very good, bro. Come on, man.
It's
Lamar,
cold in the
Lamar might be the
mud,
best
bro.
athlete in the NFL. I mean, athlete wise, you can't touch the cat, right? He'd be a Hall of Fame damn receiver for sure.
Chris said that Dylan looked small in the Senior Bowl.
He
He is small.
he is small.
Look
He ain't
small.
big. He ain't big.
No,
He don't have a big arm either. Dylan, yeah, listen, Dylan
is a
Gabriel,
gamer.
he's a gamer. That's it.
He's a gamer.
The guy is the anti Jackson Arnold.
Yeah. And I think he plays a long time in the NFL as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. I
He doesn't have a
believe he's one of
cannon.
those guys that stays around 7, 8, maybe even 9 years as a backup. If he know his role and say, you know what, dude, give me my money, let me learn the playbook. I'm gonna be ready when you need me. I'm gonna be over here chilling. When you need me, I'm gonna come in. Do 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 do. I'm coming back over here chilling. The problem is nowadays you just don't have that many quarterbacks. But you had guys like that.
Yeah.
What was the cat that played at Florida that came out of high school about the
Tebow.
same time I did?
Chris Leak.
No, not Chris Lee. Chris Lee was a lot younger than me.
Oh yeah,
Shane Matthews.
Shane Matthews.
Shane Matthews got 3 or 4 Super Bowl rings, bro. He played like 13 years in the league because
Bro,
he never cared about being the guy.
no, and look at Julian Edelman. That motherfucker played at Kent State. Quarterback at Kent State.
Correct.
And I mean, the dude, every position, they threw his ass in on defense on shit wherever. Return punts, be a receiver, go play cornerback a little bit for us when we need you. He's just a football player. There's guys that are just football players.
He's a
Now,
throwback.
is that what Jalen Milroe is? I don't know. I think that he's dead set on being a quarterback.
Yeah.
Same Tebow was the same way. Tebow should have been a damn tight end. He would have been great.
He'd have been just now finishing up his career maybe 3 years ago if he had stayed.
Mhm.
If he had moved to tight end.
Yeah.
Man, he could run you over. He could run.
Shit, yeah, he was a good player, man. He was, but he was never a good thrower. But he didn't have to be.
He didn't have to be.
That Percy Harvin and freaking shit, dude. They were damn good.
Percy Harvin and
Aaron Hernandez
the psychos.
Yeah, bro. They had some players.
Dude, did you see that special on Florida? Did you see that special when Tebow was there?
Yeah.
And how, man, they were some thugs, and I'm gonna say that.
Bro,
You had the priest leading the thugs, bro.
Are badasses. They were great players, right? But they were gangster as hell too. A whole crew of them, man. That Florida team, though, they were nasty good, though. Nasty good.
That's one thing I can say. And I don't like Urban Meyer. I really don't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But
He's a winner, though.
he's a winner.
Or well, he was. Yeah, but it wasn't the same. Somebody was saying on K Chris's show last night, he was like, if it doesn't work out with BV, they just need to swallow their pride and go get Urban Meyer. I was like, it ain't 2012 no more. Are you insane? No.
We won't be there. I can tell you that.
There's
a lot of people.
They ain't getting Urban Meyer. That shit is over. That ship has sailed.
Well, Urban Meyer is an asshole.
Oh yeah.
And he treats the players like shit. So why would you want to play for him? You know. Yeah, he won at Utah. He won at Florida. But man,
he
knew the type of guys he was bringing in.
He wins, bro.
Right.
He's not gonna. But look, that's not who you want.
Nah.
That's not who you want. Look, if everything's equal, if it doesn't work out or whatever, I'd be looking at guys like John Sumrall. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see somebody like, I mean, shit.
John is going to be the
Will Stein.
next.
I like Will Stein.
Yeah, John will be the next SEC or Big Ten head coach.
Oh yeah, he's coming. He's coming. He's a hell of a coach. He's done a great job everywhere he's been.
Dude, I remember when
He's a hell of a coach, bro.
I remember when he was at Ole Miss, and I would bring my 7-on-7 team up there, and man, how he just opened up to everybody. He's a player's coach, and he left there and went to Kentucky, left there and went to Troy. Now he's at Tulane. Dude, been watching John.
He's a good
John's a
coach,
great
bro.
guy.
He was killing it. Look at what they did whenever he was at he was just at damn it. Troy. They were
Yeah.
kicking they were winning big games.
Mhm.
Good. He's a good coach, man. He's a good coach. Another defensive minded guy. They didn't skip a beat. They did not skip a beat at Tulane this year.
Oh, they gave us
They lost
hell.
a hell of a coach. They
Beginning of the year.
lost a hell of a coach, but they didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, they gave us hell.
Okay, coach. I'll
What
see.
game was that? The second or third game we played Tulane?
Third game.
Yeah. And everybody was talking about, man, Tulane ended up in the top 25.
Yeah. Mensa's a damn good quarterback, bro. They should have beaten K-State. They had their asses.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. The problem with him at Tulane is, will he be able to keep guys, because of the portal?
He ain't gonna be there long. They just talked about Kentucky. Yeah, I think
2 years he will be the head coach at Kentucky.
Maybe another 2 years. He almost got the Carolina job. He would have gotten the job if it wasn't for Bill getting it.
Yeah. Well, he's an upcoming coach, that's for sure.
Belichick, if it wasn't for Belichick, he gets that job. Come on.
Cheetah check.
What do you think's going to happen there?
Man, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. It's going to be one or two things. It's going to be a hell of a flop, or it's going to be a hell of a turnaround. Yeah. I don't think there's a in the middle to that.
He can run the whole thing, though, the same way he ran things in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be either going to be a hell of a turnaround or a hell of a flop. I don't think there's no mid to that. I'm looking at some decisions and some of the things they're doing. Man, he's running it like an NFL program. And I think this day and time, he has the upper hand on a lot of coaches when it comes to how to manage his money and how to do different things like that. I think he has the upper hand on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he has a lot less leeway here than he did in the NFL. And he knows the structure that has to be done.
Right.
So, yeah, I think, contrary to what people say, I think it was a good hire.
I do too.
Yeah. Just got to keep him off that campus during the daytime.
You don't think Satterfield would leave his alma mater in Tempe, but that guy is the real deal. I don't know that he wouldn't. Who are you talking about? No, Dillingham? Dillingham didn't go to, or he did go to Arizona State. He did. He's from Phoenix, yeah. I think he'll leave there. Dude, it's Arizona State, bro. Come on.
So Kentucky has to figure out a way to get rid of Stoops and get something wrong.
That's tough to do whenever Stoops has won 10 games more than once. And who else has done that other than them?
Yeah.
Just old houndstooth. That's it.
Well, if he doesn't,
Bear Bryant. Who else other than Bear Bryant done that shit?
Here's the thing, bro. The way everything is set up right now, they love John Summerall there.
Yeah.
And if Stoops doesn't win next year, he's gonna be on the hot seat. He's got to win 8 ball games. Kentucky is good with 8 ball games, winning 8. 8-4, they're good. They're good with that. He
Yeah,
has to win that.
he's got a big buyout though. That's the thing, and yeah, man.
That's why I say 2 years. That's why I say 2 years, Jason.
He can go to a better damn SEC school than fucking Kentucky, bro. Come on, Summerall's a good coach.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not.
You don't have to
I'm
take
not
that
saying
job.
that. I'm not. He definitely can do that. But I'm saying if that job comes open and they offer it to him, I don't think he turns it down. I don't think he stays at Tulane over getting a chance to be a head coach in the SEC. Now, I might be wrong
He
because he
wasn't
might
trying
be
to
looking
take
at a better job. And he might have a better chance.
He was going to take the Carolina job, man. Come on.
Right.
He bowed out of it because he knew he wasn't going to get it over Bill Belichick.
Oh, when Bill put his name on there, bro, it's a no-brainer. Bill didn't put his name in the hat not knowing that. Bill knew he was going to get that job. He had already talked to him. When you heard about Bill Belichick possibly getting that job,
nobody
he
would have
already had
heard
it.
about that shit if he hadn't already have the damn job. Yeah.
Right.
The weird thing is he never had signed that. I don't think he still signed that contract. It almost seems like he may be waiting to see if he gets a better deal.
To my Belichick?
Bro.
He might be doing
job.
a deal where he just doing it for $1. I don't know.
How good is Nate Dryling as OU's DC? I think he's good, man. Listen, if you guys were watching the show the other day or on Monday when Boganowski was in here, he loves him. He's been an interim head coach twice. He comes from a family of unbelievable coaches. I think his dad is like the winningest all-time. Neilio, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's the winningest all-time coach in the history of Kansas high school football. Yeah, he knows ball. He's young. He's good. He was a hell of a football player. He played at Tennessee. Fucking great player. Or was it his brother that played it? I don't remember where he played exactly. He was good wherever he was. I know that. But everything that I've seen about him, he looks like he's pretty good. So here's the thing. Does it matter? Let's say this again. BV's calling that defense. He may be now, if he impresses the shit out of him, which I think he has already. The people that threw his name out there at BV got his attention, and once he talked to him, he likes him. But Boganowski was saying the other day, man, he's the guy. You should go get him.
How old is this guy?
34.
Oh yeah,
young buck. Young buck. And Boganowski said, and he probably should have. They should have made him the head coach at New Mexico State whenever Kill and what's his name left.
Okay, I remember him now.
They gave it to Tony Sanchez instead, which was stupid. Tony Sanchez is Jesus. What a deal. Dude was coaching at Bishop Gorman, gets handed the UNLV job by the Fertitas. They paid for his salary, and then he gagged that shit away. I mean, they had pretty uniforms though at Vegas. Shit,
man, I'm gonna tell you, Dan Mullen has been busy in Mississippi.
Yep.
He offered Isaiah's teammate that played with him in high school that playing in East Mississippi and some more guys. So Dan the man is in Mississippi heavy right now, bro. And I'm gonna tell you this. We talked about it a little bit on my show. If you look at the rosters at Ole Miss, it's not Mississippi heavy at all. It's Texas.
And his daddy, Randy Dryling, currently at a 5A powerhouse. I know who St. Thomas Aquinas is.
Oh yeah, who don't?
KC Metro. He's won 9 state championships. 7 at Hutchinson High School. Shit. Yeah. The dude knows football. Yep. See, okay, so this all right. I love here. Here's the other thing, guys. I came in here talking about this. Let's talk about it some more. I'm telling you, BV, unless they go 5-7, 4-8, he'll be back in 2026.
Dude, have you took a look at that?
They're not gonna go that. But I'm just saying they would have to literally be worse than they were last year for him to get fired. I don't see it happening anyway in hell. They just finalized a 3-year deal, according 3 years. And he's too young to be the head coach right now. They may love
Dude,
Ben Arbuckle, and he may do great things. It's going to take a minute before
Arbuckle's
BB's
gonna
going to
have
get
some
his
bumps
time.
and
He's going
bruises
to get his
starting
time,
out.
man.
Man, you can't expect him not to.
Yeah. This. Okay, hold on, Coach. I'll shit. Hold on just a second. All I know is that he's going to get his damn time. Unless they are a complete dumpster fire this year, he's going to be back the year after that. And I think that I don't see a problem with them winning 8 games, by the way, just so you understand that. But I don't think that the seat's near as hot as what you got guys like,
It's
you know.
not. It's not.
Yeah, it's stupid.
BV is their guy. And the uppers understand what he went through. And I'm gonna say this, and prayer still goes out to his wife Julie. Y'all don't understand. This man had a lot on him as a head coach,
No doubt.
dealing with this team, these injuries, dealing with this offense coordinator, and man, you still got the person you love the most, your wife, dealing with what she had to deal with. He ain't going nowhere, bro. This man's a fighter, and those kids want to win for BV. I got one on the team. They love him, and they're gonna fight until they can't fight no more for BV. You can put that, as the young kids say, you can stamp that shit. You can stamp that
Mm-hmm.
because they love him, because he shows that love back. Is he hard? Yeah, he's hard,
There is
man.
never.
He's a hard
I
ass,
defy
but
you to
he's a
find me a
hell of a
guy
damn
that's
coach.
played for him ever that didn't like him. They all love him, man.
Yeah.
And does he need to get better? Yes. Yes, he needs to make that next step. We'll talk about that with Coach Roybal here in a second too, because we've talked about that a bunch. But he talks about in what it is. There is a learning curve from going from coordinator even to head coach, no matter what, especially at a place like Oklahoma.
Well, especially when you don't get handed a damn Ferrari.
That's the hope. Exactly,
When
guys.
somebody give your
The
ass
people that are
somebody give your ass a Hyundai, and somebody else gets a damn Ferrari,
that's what
who
I
you think
said.
gonna win that damn race?
Shit, I've been saying this shit for weeks. For weeks, Coach, you got to take it off of the other thing because we're getting an echo.
I don't think he can hear us.
He did. Hold on, I'm gonna add him. Ooh. Man, yeah. Imagine though if he got handed the same damn team, the same Ferrari that Lincoln got handed. No, you didn't have to hire a single fucking coach. It didn't have to do anything. Nothing.
It's just like a 16-year-old kid waking up on his birthday and his dad give him the keys and say, "Hey, son, here's a brand new car." He didn't have to. He didn't have to finance it. He didn't have to get insurance for it. He didn't have to get a tag. All he had to do was get his ass in and drive.
That's it. That's it. Just
BB
keep
did not have that
running.
luxury.
Just keep running your offense, and we'll do the rest.
Yep.
And what did he do? He ran the shit into the ground and left right on time before it looked really bad. So these clowns that don't know shit about freaking coaches are going to sit here and tell you How it's BV's fault. It's BV's fault. Come on, man.
Nah, bro.
Come on, man. You got to do better.
I mean, Lincoln went.
Lincoln is a good
He
offensive
went 11
line.
and 3 his first year at USC, and he's been in decline ever since.
5-7 last year.
6-6. They went to a bowl game.
You're right. What's up, Coach?
Good morning, gentlemen. You too, Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
What's going on, guy?
What's happening, brothers?
Welcome in. Good to see you.
What's going on, bro?
Oh, shoot. Just life, man. Just enjoying the hell out of life. That's about it.
Hey, that's all we can do, man. Glad to be above ground, brother.
Hey, and my man Neilio. Hey, I know you thought I wasn't on here watching, but I saw your shit talking, Neilio. Hey, and we're going to be like Muhammad Ali. We're going to get in the ring, and I'm going to float like a butterfly, and I'm going to sting like a bee.
Oh, shit.
So be careful, Neilio.
Wow, that's wild, man. Wow.
Good old Nunnut's been around lately? No, he hadn't been around there, Neilio. Not in a while. He shows up every once in a while. Just long enough for me to call him Nunnut's and suspend him for the day.
How about some bull nuts?
Bull nuts. Yep. Bull nuts for old nuts. He's your guy until he is. Listen, Benji, you can say that all you want to. I'm telling you, they're not going to fire the cat over anything less than 7 losses or 8 losses in the regular season. They're not going to do it because they didn't want to pay $44 million to get rid of him. They don't want to pay $35 either. They don't.
Look at the 25 class that they just had. Was a really good class. Look at the 24 class. A really good class.
He was in the top 10 the first 3 years. He was in the top 5 one of the years.
And look, they just got a boost yesterday because I think Fasucci went to number 1 overall as a tackle. And then it was somebody else. It was somebody else that went up. Was it Tristan Haynes? I think he got bumped up too.
Yep.
He went from he moved up like 105 spots.
And they only got 18 guys too. I mean,
we only got 18 guys.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, guys, we got a hell of a bump yesterday. I don't know where we are right now, but they went and got needs. They weren't worried about being in the top 10. They went and filled needs.
What did you have to do though? I mean, with all those, we just talked about it earlier, Coach, and you've talked about this learning curve. And I said it last night on K. Chris's show that, yes, he's going to continue calling the plays. I think this Dreiling guy is really good. He's good. You know, everything we've heard about him, he's a hell of a coach. He's going to be good. In the end, BV is going to call the damn defense. He kind of needs to. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have to take that next step now. He still needs to take that next step as the CEO, no matter that they didn't get.
Let me ask you this, Jason.
Go ahead.
Even with Zach Alley being there last year, how much of that defense you think Zach Alley actually had a part of?
Why do you think he gone?
You see what I'm saying? Just think about this, guys. Think about the coaches that you have on his staff. Bates, Chavis. I mean, all those guys, they know the offense. They know the defense. They pretty much can handle it as a collective group because they've been together for so long. You really don't need a big captain coming in here trying to change into the deckhands.
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
No, I know that's not what you're talking about.
Do the rest of it too. That's the concern that I think with everybody. But at year 4, it's time to stop making some of the mistakes we've seen him make. Right?
Yeah, and that's I think he stays in DC mode a lot, and everybody, it's a learning curve. But I'm gonna say this, man. We have a better offense. None of that shit that we talk about even matters because we wouldn't be in some of those situations. Your mic is muted.
Give us some, Coach. I was trying to open it up for him. Go ahead.
What's that?
What do you? We've talked a lot about that learning curve from getting to that head coach position,
Sure.
but it's probably about that. Don't you feel like either whether they got Knowles or not, it's time for him to take that next step in that progression, right?
Oh, I agree. I agree. And again, we've talked about the learning curve a ton, and he's going to be just fine. I don't give a shit who the defense coordinator is. At the end of the day, they're going to be running his defense, and he's going to be heavily involved in the defense as the head coach. But like I said, y'all, whoever the DC is, it's gonna be his defense, and it's gonna be run well, guys. And let's face the damn facts. Look at how much your defense has improved. Hell, that's the least topic we need to be talking about. We need to be talking about the fucking offense that couldn't drive the damn ball a yard, down on the goal line. And I mean, hell, those are the things we need to talk about. The defense is solid, and it's going to be solid. It's going to be one of the top defenses in the country. So who gives a shit about people talking about defense? Let's talk. It's
Big
time to
O.
go. It's time to go with the O.
Trying to roll with the O, baby.
That's right.
When was it? Monday? Maybe it might have been Monday. I was on here, and people was talking about the offensive line, and I just kind of gave him a spreadsheet, bro. You got guys coming back that got real significant playing time. That learning curve, and look, this is what's going to make this offensive line better. Not just a year older, not just being healthier, but a quarterback that gets the ball out of his hands in a few seconds. You ain't got to sit there and hold the ball.
Now I got to tell you guys,
If you know he's gonna get rid of that damn ball in 3 seconds, dude, your job just became a whole lot easier on that damn offensive line.
now you guys both know I haven't, and I still don't trust the quarterback ideas or philosophies on quarterbacks at OU as of late. Shit, y'all have gotten rid of some great ones, and still the backup's always better than the starter. And how many of those are you going to get rid of?
But the transfers turn into Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah, but how many have you got rid of lately? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Just they suck. Let's get them out of here and let's move the backup in. He's better.
And it works.
Now y'all got a hell of a quarterback coming in Mateer.
Kyler, Jalen.
Hey,
works, man.
It's the whole deal. Last year was just a shit show with that offense all the way around. You got that many injuries at the receiver. You got that many different offensive line groupings because they're all hurt. And then you've got that two-headed knucklehead system going on over there that they didn't have. They didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. And plus, look, Jackson wasn't ready for that. But Coach, we talked about it the year before that Dylan needed to stay for the first year. They
couldn't keep him.
I understand that, but they didn't. They also didn't try real damn hard either.
Dude, the minute Levy left,
they didn't want him.
He was out.
I know. He got treated like shit in Norman.
Thank you. That's what I was.
They did that. Now. They treated him like a redhead stepchild.
And when you get treated that way, where do you want to stay?
At the time, and just looking at some of the message boards and looking at some of the things that people was talking about, and they gave Levy a lot of shit too. Gave both of them a lot of shit.
You realize Levy still hadn't said a damn thing to anybody at Oklahoma since he left. Nothing. It's his alma mater, and he didn't say bye, kiss my ass, or nothing.
Good for him. Good for him.
Hey, I don't blame him.
Yeah. I tell you what, I don't know if it's stress or he got a good doctor and at Starkville, but that joker done lost about 70 pounds, bro. He lost about 70.
Who's that?
And look, what you know what's funny?
Oh, Leb. Leb has. Yeah.
Yeah, Lev lost about 70, bro. But look what he's. This is something that's going to help Mississippi State. I don't know if it'll help us, but when they go to revenue sharing, they can tell some of these damn donors to say, "Well, we want to see what you do." They can tell them to kiss their ass. That's what's going to happen with them. Will they be a contender? Nah, but they can get back to 8 wins with revenue share. With revenue sharing, Mississippi State can get back to 8 wins. They can do that. OU, I think we're good while we are, guys. I do. I think they did a hell of a job of retaining the 2024 class. I think they did a hell of a job of getting the 2025 class. The 2023 class is kind of scatterbrained. That was kind of like, when all that stuff was going on. But really, man, BV got 2 classes sitting in the chambers right now. He does. Look at the offensive line, guys, of redshirt freshmen and freshmen that he has. Dude, shit, I don't give a damn where you at in the country. Those cats with Fasucci and the cats they brought in, and you still got Isaiah, uh you got Eddie, you got that man, dude. They all babies, but man, when they get to be grown, oh my goodness, they gonna beat your ass. It's coming, and I think the uppers know that. And if worst case scenario, you say, well, we won 8 games, we want to be 11, 12 win, and you get rid of that with all that sitting in the chamber, dude. Everybody in the conference is gonna be lining up with a checkbook. They're not gonna go through that. And this is not the day and age where you can go 3 and out and just rebuild a team because it's too hard now. You got this damn portal, it changes everything, and everybody is trying to keep their damn top players. Ole Miss didn't get a whole bunch of players this year that like they did year 4 last because the kids they weren't in there. They didn't get another Walter Nolan. They weren't in the portal. They weren't there. You think how hard it would be? You think how hard it would be if he was gone and some of the receivers and some of the offensive linemen we got out there? You think Alabama, Texas, yeah, you think Missouri came and got one of your best players as a freshman? What do you think would happen if that was a wide open market? Shit, it'd be like Christmas.
Well, and you know what? And you bring up a great point. I mean, just keeping your players nowadays is difficult because hell, if you're sitting on the bench, you're a backup. Hell, you think you ought to be playing, and you're going to leave and go someplace else. And you bring up a great point with that, and that affects what we talk on here a lot is your competitive depth, and it greatly affects that, and especially nowadays when you're playing 16 games, you better have competitive depth, or you're going to be in a shitload of trouble. I don't care what school you're at. You better have that. So you bring up a great point with that. Uh, I know, we're just coming off a national championship appearance, and we lost 3 offensive linemen to the portal. Now, granted, I think there was some tough discussions had with those 3. 2 of them started. Actually, all 3 started at one point, but 2 of them started the majority of the games, and hell, they're gone. But like I said, I think there was also some hard conversations kind of alluding to what you're talking about. Those young ones coming in,
No
those
doubt.
older guys are saying, "Oh shit," I might have been a starter the last couple of years, but these some bitches are fixing to take over my place.
That's
And so
right.
if I want to play, I better go on someplace else. And that's exactly what we had happen at Notre Dame.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Coach. I think last year, our 2024 class, I think we lost one kid. That's not bad.
No.
It's not bad. You're gonna lose one or two. That's gonna happen.
Well, and I'm going to say this. It's all in perspective, though. Losing one is excellent if that's if you're wanting to keep them all. But in today's world, in college football, you may not want to keep them all.
But
Some of those guys may need to go to bring in out of the portal maybe better players. So there's a
that's exactly what I'm saying. Is look at the job that they have done,
yes,
because every school in the country they're gonna roster dump. Is what I call it.
yep, absolutely,
They didn't have to roster dump the 2024 class. Any
yeah,
kids out of that class.
great point,
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that shows
absolutely,
you that they went back and negotiated with the 2024 class, making sure that they still had them.
yeah,
And one thing that OU has been really good, everybody say, okay, well, OU is not stingy with anything. They're gonna pay you your worth, and that's all you can ask for. When you get guys that are hungry and they're not trying to break the bank, but you're making sure they're good. You're making sure they're good, and you
yeah,
get those type of guys in. That's how you build your program.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
build your program with guys that well, coach. I think if we get 10 more thousand, we're good. You building a program with guys like that, you're not going to be very good long, because there's a lot of selfishness.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to be, you know, discredited, or just you just do them blatantly wrong, and they're not getting what they they're worth, or you just paying them totally under what they're worth just because you can. Nobody
right.
in college football is going to do that. But the
Not
kid, you
anymore.
you take R. Mason Thomas, dude. I believe there was schools willing to pay him 3 times as much money as he got, but he wanted to play with his brothers. He got a bond, and it's not all about the money. Oh, you can do so much stuff for you outside of football, and so can Notre Dame. They're blue blood. Blue bloods do that,
You're
and these kids
exactly
know that.
exactly
They
right.
see
Yep.
it. They don't just hear about it. They see it, and that's why
Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
ones who up and left, or up and had to get rid of, they didn't have the same mindset. If they did, their asses will still be here.
Well,
So
and kind of adding to that, I kind of like, and this is kind of what you're saying, but I like kind of Marcus Freeman's motto of choose hard, uh,
choose hard.
because
Right. Damn
I
right.
think it fits right with what you're talking about, because coaches have to make tough decisions. They got to choose hard. Players got to make tough decisions. They got to choose hard. And like you said, the blue bloods, those programs are going to keep the people they want to keep. Now, I think this is a good segue
Real
into.
quick, let me
Okay, go
let
ahead.
me.
Go ahead.
Neil, thank you for the super chat through Venmo. Appreciate that. And yeah, man, it's always good to do that. We don't have to give away 40% of it to YouTube whenever you do it that way. So thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that very much. And guys, make sure you run up them likes, man. We appreciate everybody being in here with us. We've had 400 plus people in this stream alone, and we've got Come on, 23 likes, fellas. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Hit the like
Hey,
button,
hey,
man.
if you don't hit the like button, you're gonna have to come over here and kiss my ass.
Y'all better hit that like button.
But what I was saying, I think this kind of segues into something else that kind of pulls all this together. And we're seeing that GM tag now in college football.
Mhm.
And it's becoming, there's even a split between the GM recruiting piece,
Yes.
and the GM is more of an evaluator. But I think this is a crucial piece to college football today. And like you were talking about, was bringing guys in, keeping them. I think it fits that whole mold, because now that college football has gone more to NFL style approach, you're going to have those GMs. And
Yes.
again, you're going to have to pay that, like you said, OU's going to spend the money, Notre Dame's going to spend the money. So again, I think this is going to be another separator
We
for the have-beens and
and the have-nots. But coach, I'm
yeah,
gonna give you a perfect example how Notre Dame recruiting is hard line. Deuce Knight.
yeah,
Deuce Knight is probably one of the top. He is one of the
yeah,
top quarterbacks in the country.
yeah,
And if Notre Dame wanted to overspend for him, they could
sure,
have.
yeah,
They could
yeah,
have. But they was like, you know what? He's good. We would love to have him, but we're not going over this number because we don't want to mess up this. This
yeah.
is our process. And guess what? We
Great.
can go get another guy and for that number and do what we need to do. Because right now you don't have to be a savior
No,
at Notre Dame.
no,
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I looked at, I mean, he had an NIL deal in high school. I think it was had something to do with some of the Notre Dame alums or whatever the situation
yep,
was. And
yep,
this guy, he left and went to Auburn. Was yeah, Auburn is closer. Don't get me wrong. That's closer.
sure,
But
sure.
Auburn is a dumpster fire right now.
Well, and he was
And
told he would be the man, and then they went out and recruited over the top of him.
that's right. So
Now he
and,
now
and
he's
and
holding the
you
bag.
can't back. I mean, you have to look at a program and the soul of the program.
Yeah,
Marcus Freeman is the soul of the program.
but
You got to
and
look at Hugh Freeze, man. You look at
yeah,
Hugh Freeze, dude. He got a shaky pass.
yeah, but you bring up a great point in the fact that parents and players, if they don't understand the whole scheme of things and they're just going after the money,
Yes,
they're going to get burnt.
gonna get
And
burnt.
I feel bad for Deuce, because I think he's gotten burnt, and he won't be there next year.
No, he won't. He won't be there next year
And it's unfortunate. It really is.
because he number one, he won't get the money that he's getting coming in. He's not gonna get that year two,
No, you're right. You're right.
and they're gonna be looking for the next bag.
Yep, exactly.
So it is what it is with that situation. But it goes to show you. I'm gonna put it out there, and I don't mind saying it because people know it. I said was we were offered a lot more money than what OU is paying us. A lot more money. But that's not what
It's not
drives.
what it's about.
It's not. I mean, they don't get me wrong. OU took care of him.
Sure,
They took care
sure.
of him. But there were other entities because of me who I'm not because of who I am. I haven't done anything.
Right.
But
No, no,
the 707, the being a scout for the Army. I mean, I come in contact with a whole lot of people. Yeah,
absolutely.
a whole lot of people come in contact with me. Hey, look, man, we need a tackle. We watched him play the main game, dude.
Yeah.
We could. He can come in here right now. What they paying him? We'll do this. We'll do that. But man, it don't work like that with us, and it
It's
don't
your
work like
but you have the knowledge. You have the knowledge that help that situation. And again, not everybody's got your knowledge, and that's what's so important, that people like you are out there helping. And I know you do already,
yeah,
but the more people that can get that knowledge, the more parents, the more players that can get the knowledge they need, because right now it's tumultuous times in college
yeah.
football.
They're looking at right now. They're not looking at the end game, coach.
Right.
They're not looking at the end game, and the end game is always the most important game. You can say get your money up front. You can do all this, yeah. I get it, but your end game is what you're looking at,
Yeah.
and that's what people got to understand. And I think the the kids at OU, they understand it, and if they don't, they wouldn't be here.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now you got Kip Lewis had 2 pick six. You can't tell me that they didn't come after him.
Shit.
And
Kip
you
Lewis,
You
got
know
you
what?
got you got a guy like
bad dude.
you got a guy like I said, Mason Thomas, who dude, he wouldn't I don't think he was high on the pay scale last year. He's probably
Right.
high on the pay scale now. But he didn't go shopping.
Oh, they had to pay our Mason to get
Yeah.
him to come
I
back.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. Our Mason helped made Isaiah such a better player.
Art Mason is a bad dude, man. The law
Yeah,
firm.
a
Law
bad
firm.
dude, but a good guy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hey,
Bad
real
dude,
quick,
good guy.
Benji threw us for all the shit he's talking and not getting it right, by the way. He threw us a $10 super chat. I'm not gonna say what I did. I just threw the horns down for you. I think that's what you were asking for, right, Benji? Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Good throwing the game again for you.
Hey, Jason, did you see where Lincoln Riley took our recruiting coordinator?
Yes, I was just about to ask you
Hey,
about that. He's going to be the GM now over there,
he's
right?
going to be their GM.
Mhm.
But what's funny about this is, what's the guy at Tech, Blanchard, that's their GM at Texas Tech?
Yeah.
I had to go back and research him, but that son of a buck is incredible. Uh, and so Lincoln Riley went after Blanchard,
Mm.
and guys, $1 million, okay, $1 million for the GM,
And he
and
just go from Tech?
he from Tech. Go back and research this guy.
Holy
And I'm going to tell you what, he could line up and whip all three of us at the same time. I think that's some buck. Look, he is incredible. But anyway,
Joey's selling it. He's selling that program to them kids, man, and to everybody, because he's whatever's going on over there. I mean, they're not winning games yet, really, but I mean, they're still mediocre. But damn,
they're bringing in some kids with this Blanchard guy, and Lincoln actually offered him $1 million. He didn't accept it, so they came after Bowden. They came after Bowden at Notre Dame. We were paying him $375, I think, and they're paying him $1 million. So Bowden left, because it kind of like the same thing we were talking about a second ago. Some kids, you're not going to pay them anymore because there's somebody better. And so, as good as Bowden did for us, it was time, I think, to transition. Obviously, he's going to the Lincoln Riley house, but now it looks like we're going to hire Blanchard. So we screwed Lincoln anyway.
that's awesome.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
but
crazy.
that GM business, guys, that's getting real.
So he's
That
going.
GM business is.
Do what?
He's leaving Tech and going to Notre Dame.
I think so.
Yeah.
Blanchard. Yeah.
I mean that GM role, man, is a tough role. If you heard
It is.
Curtis Loftus talk about it.
Curtis was talking about it. Yeah,
It's a tough
didn't
road,
sound like
man,
he had a
because
lot
you
of
got
fun in it. It didn't sound
you
like he
don't
had a
have
lot
any
of fun.
guardrails like you do in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I
No,
mean, it's hard.
Yeah, it's
There's
tough.
no guidelines. The rules change every 5 minutes.
Well, and I tell you what, the money they're going to be paying these guys, as we are seeing right now, it tells you that it's a tough
Yeah, you
damn
finna
job.
have to pay. And here's the thing: you take a guy that's a GM at college and he's real successful, and that might be his segue to the NFL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because if he could do it in college, he damn sure can do it in the NFL.
Yeah.
Sure.
100%.
So,
Absolutely.
like I say, man, it's
Hey, Jason. Hey, guys, we also hired a new DC.
Who'd you get?
What's it? I can't think of his first name. His last name's Ash. He was on
Oh, yeah.
when they won, Ohio State won that, not this last national championship, but prior to that,
Right.
he
Yeah,
was
I
on
remember.
there.
He's
And I tell you,
he's one
he's
of
been in
Marcus's
the
boys.
NFL.
One of
Yeah,
Marcus's boys. Yeah.
yeah. But he falls under. Oh damn it! Yeah, we're talking about earlier. Oh shit, what's his name?
Urban.
Urban Meyer. Yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm not an Urban Meyer fan by any means.
Fuck that
I
guy.
don't think nobody on this show is.
No.
There may be a lot of women out there in the nightclubs that are fans, but
Yeah.
but I'm not. But anyway, he was under that tree, which we know. Urban treated his players like shit. He was pretty old school, and that's the one thing that I have a concern about Ash is hopefully he doesn't screw the culture up with trying to be a hard ass. But I'm sure Marcus had the
Oh
conversation
yeah,
with
no
him.
doubt about that.
Yeah,
You
but
took the words out of my mouth.
Marcus is a hard ass too, though.
He
Yeah,
is.
but
Yeah.
he's a hard ass man, but he's fair and he's
Yeah.
approachable.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
and
thing. That's the
I tell
difference.
you what,
That's
and
the
you're
difference about
100%.
Marcus.
Yes. And the thing is, what I've seen with Marcus, because some of these guys that he's hired have been his friends. That's like Bowden. Bowden and him have been together for a while now, and they're good friends. And he's got Mike Mickens and him are friends, and he could have moved Mickens straight into the DC job, but he makes business decisions, and he doesn't throw in that friendship piece
The
again.
friendship doesn't cloud his decision.
Thank you. That's the best way to say it. Thank you. And I like that about him. And so, I think a lot of people are concerned about Ash, but I think at the end of the day, I think he's going to be fine. And I think it's important that he probably will make Mickens the co-DC, which he deserves to be.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this right here. Within the next 3 years, of course, y'all just played for one. I think Notre Dame will win a natty. Because I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I like y'all setup guy. I mean, y'all got the best setup in college football. I'm just keeping it real. I don't care how many people holler about you not in the conference. Fuck the conference. Y'all got the best damn setup.
I love you, brother.
I'm just being honest with you. It is what it is. If anybody had the setup that Notre Dame has, they would say screw a conference.
Absolutely.
You
Well,
know,
that's just like this year and out of the playoffs. Look how much money we made out of the playoffs this year. $20 million
20 million
just
bucks.
for Notre Dame.
You
Just
didn't
for
have to. Hey, look, you didn't have to split that pot.
share with who?
Nobody. Just keep sweating and say
Exactly.
nobody.
Keep sweating it again. Keep sweating it again. Hey, House Money Productions with the 199 super chat. Thank you for the super bud. He says OU insiders might be out soon. They ain't talking about shit. What you talking about, man?
Yeah, I don't have no idea what he's talking
I don't
about.
know what he's saying, but But listen, you guys are you come in here doing that because you know how you.
Hey, look, Jason, don't do it. Don't
about
do it. They want to get you wound up, bro.
Yeah, no,
don't do it, Jason.
I honestly didn't even. I'm not mad at them for what happened on that. I think it wasn't very smart, but I don't really blame them for what happened on that. It wasn't.
I don't either.
So it is what it is. I don't understand the need to I gotta break it, and they're fighting, bitch and bicker with each other. Them and the on three guys. I don't get all that, but it is what it is. They're whatever, man. You know what I think about.
You know how I feel about that.
You know how I feel about them cats.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that, especially these ranking systems, man. I'm still pissed. You know, I had a lot of people and I wish they would put some of those comments in the, in the comment box. But you don't know how many people text me about that the other day, man. It's crazy. It's super crazy.
Oh, with the way that they dumped his ranking like that?
Yeah, what they did Caleb, man. That's crazy. A lot of people are gonna look at that, man.
In 13 days, he dropped 16 spots. And they didn't play a football game in any of that time or any shit.
But he won a state championship though, bro.
Yeah.
But you know, guys, look at the dumbasses that are doing those rankings for the most part. You have a few good ones in there, but most of them probably never even put a fucking jockstrap on.
Coach, it's not about
the 6th grade.
It's about you going to their fucking camps.
It is. It's about the money that you put into their camps.
And you look at, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. And not saying that he's not one of the best, because he is. Deuce Knight has been camping since the 8th grade.
Oh, yeah.
He's a camp machine.
Yeah.
He knows how to do it.
So is Jackson.
You see, that's my point. That's my point. Some of these kids with these high ratings, they have camped and camped and camped. Then they make relationships.
Mason Thomas went running at your ass at Elite 11.
You see what I'm saying? They make relationships, man. They form these relationships with these writers, and they answer the phone every time because these writers need these articles to keep their clicks going, to keep their money going. And when you got a kid, he not taking nothing from a kid saying he's not good, but when you're steady making yourself available, they're going to help you out.
But you know, guys, and I'm going to tell you, I think that's why we go. I'm going kind of backtracking here on the GM topic, because that's why this is going to be so crucial for all the colleges. Is we're not just selling our souls to the rankings. We're going out and we're evaluating players from our GM perspective, and those guys we need to buy into is their evaluations. Because I'm going to tell you this, and I don't keep up with everybody, and I know you guys do a good job of this, but I don't know as a whole. But you know what? We take guys, there's so many times, guys, we take 3-star recruits and they become great players for us at Notre Dame. And here they are, 3-star recruits, and we're beating the hell out of 5-star.
Look at OU when it comes to offensive linemen.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the thing, Coach. This is what pisses me off. They'll have a kid that's not on the radar, and Nick Saban will see a kid that come to a camp, and this kid is a dude, and they offer him.
Yeah.
You didn't rank him and drop somebody else that you hadn't even seen just because of the Alabama effect.
Who is that running back that he was supposed to go to Florida last year, and then he flipped, and he was when he chose Florida, he dropped way the shit down. Then as soon as he went to Georgia, he went crazy. Right. Oh, it was what's his name? The kid that was killing it as a freshman this year.
I know who you're talking about. I can't.
Yeah, it's shit.
Pull it out the hat.
Yeah. Anyway, same shit though.
Yeah, it's the same shit every day, different day, same song.
100%, Coach.
And that's what we talked about on your show yesterday, though, when we were doing your show the other night. Look, the guys that are, he trusts their evaluations and their ability to get the most out of them. They don't care about the stars. Some of these guys do it. Hey, listen, it gets into these coaches' contracts too, that you got to have X amount of these guys and these guys. So, but there's a lot of shady backroom deals that are going on in this fucking recruiting business. There's no two ways around it.
Well, dude, when you're a 4-star player, there comes a 4-star price tag, and it varies from school to school.
Sure.
Yep.
So, and I really wasn't talking about Caleb losing any money, because Caleb's not going to lose any money. Ole Miss is they're going to take care of that deal. But I'm talking about that other kid out here that's maybe a 4, you drop him to a 3 because he's already made his decision.
You're hurting
he's
that
going to
kid.
lose a hell of a lot of money.
Yep.
If
Just
you drop
because he
him
didn't go
early
to your
enough,
damn camp.
he's going to lose a hell of a lot of money.
Well, that's what happened to, I mean, you said it happened to Isaiah too. He's a high 4-star. All of a sudden he's a 3-star because you
he
guys
was number 22 in the
already,
country at one time.
Yeah, you had offers to every fucking program in the country because he's 6'7", 320 and an offensive tackle. And all of a sudden they drop him because you're already committed.
And here's the thing. He wasn't that big at the time. He was, 6'6", 285, 290.
That's still,
but yet and still, you look at the clay from being 16 and 17 years old. And we decided that spring when he committed to OU that we were done. We wouldn't go on no Under Armour, they sent. We wouldn't go on no Rivals, they sent. We didn't go to no camps. Hell, we didn't even camp at OU. You see what I'm saying? So they knew, OU knew what they wanted. We knew what we wanted. The hell with everybody else. Now, I'm not going to say that made a factor in Isaiah's money, because at that point in time, we already had everything clear cut pretty much. We knew where we were, put it like that. And that was a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, before the negotiations and stuff all, started. They started these negotiations with these kids before they even signed, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have it's not supposed to be in negotiation on that. But you got schools that are doing it. But what I'm saying is this right here, guys. It's gonna hurt somebody just because a kid. And now you got all this stuff going on. You heard Markel, what did he say the other day? He said, man, his son is a sophomore. He's going into his junior year, and he wants to be done with that shit this summer.
And
you know what I'm saying? So
it's a tough life. Yeah.
So how do you punish him and his dad and his family and him for making the decision early? Because he don't want to go to your fuck ass camp. That's why.
Well said.
I mean, you know me, man. I run mega camps. That's what I do. Me and my guys, we run the mega camp for colleges coming in and everything. But guess what, bro? It's different when you go to a camp and you got 50 schools there. When you go to a camp and all you doing is got this kid that was a high school high school fanatic, went to college, and now you got a job with Rivals or something like that. And not knocking Rivals, I just use you as an example. But what camps? I'd rather go to a camp where the college coach is going to see my kid. I mean, I'm just being honest with you.
Yep.
But how do you punish a kid for making an early decision?
Good.
And these colleges, this is what they're going to do. They don't care about you dropping in the ranking because there's less money they got to spend.
They're going to pay you less.
They'll tell you, oh, don't worry about that. We want you. You're our guy. And you are. But
they're between a rock and a hard spot.
And then when they come to the table, they're going to be like, well, this is what we can do, and, they're not going to tell you, man, you dropped in the rankings, we got to drop your money. They're not going to say that. They're going to tell you, well, this is what we feel like you're worth. That's how they're gonna put it to you.
Yeah. Well, they're just hurting kids.
Yeah, they're gonna tell you, well, this is what we feel like your Let me take that back. Let me give you the word that they're gonna use. This is what we feel like your value is to our program. And you're gonna be like, what? Man, I had 25 offers. This is what we feel like your value is.
Keyword had.
Right.
Because when they got dropped, all stars, they lost over half of
I
them.
mean, to sit up here and say the shit don't happen, it does. And
Yeah, it's an ugly business, guys.
every school is not gonna do that. Every school, but the ones who are on a strict budget and they got to do it, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. OU didn't give a shit.
Yep.
They didn't.
Hey, I like that statement. I love that statement.
They didn't give a shit because they knew
in a
what
nice
they were
way,
getting.
fuck y'all. We don't give a shit. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to run. I got
I gotta go
came
too.
up at work, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, man, I got to get out of here. Gotta
Just
go
so
pay
y'all
some
know,
bills.
just so y'all know, even when I'm working, I'll say this silently. I put y'all on so I can listen to you.
We appreciate it, man.
So
No
love you
doubt.
guys. Y'all
Love
are
you.
y'all do a hell of a job. So keep on
Appreciate it,
trucking, my brothers. Love y'all.
Appreciate you, Coach.
See you later. Love you,
Okay.
man.
Bye, guys.
All right. Coach Roy Ball from the show, man. Love having him on. As always, man. Coach comes in talking shit every time. He never misses.
man.
He never misses a beat, man.
I wonder what a troll at today.
A beat. The troll. Which one?
Boganaski.
Bo, where is Bo? I haven't seen. Hey, he don't ever see my damn streams come across this thing. So
He's in the gym, bro.
he's in the gym.
Getting down to pimp size.
Yeah.
Hey, if he listen, he'll text me. Yeah, I heard you, bro. I heard you.
Big cuz. What up, big cuz?
That's right.
It's good stuff, boy.
Had
Hey,
that name for over 25 years, man. It's
some
crazy.
good stuff, man. Some good stuff. Well, what else you got? We're gonna have to get on with it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I just say I think going ahead and finishing it off what I was saying. I don't think that Brent Venables is going anywhere anytime real soon. First off, I think that they're gonna win more than 8 games this year. The other part is that I think that it would take a historically bad second year in a row in order to get him up out of here for $35 million. I just don't see it happening. And I know a lot of people are Barry Trammels of the world and all these other folks. I just don't see it happening, man. They're not willing to cough up that kind of money for him to not coach. They're just not. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Froze something.
No.
I'll read Bishop Franks.
What Bishop Frank say?
He was saying something.
Coach Roybal ushered in and Hall of Famer cooking. We always cook, man. We're talking that shit. It's just how we roll. But hey, guys, if you haven't been over there already to Marcus's page, the Gridiron Insight, we had a good video the other night. There are a lot of recruiting going down. There's some players down in Mississippi that are the SIP. That offensive line guy, man. That kid, I was watching some of his film. He's a baller, man.
Oh, yeah, he'll do now. He'll do.
Baller, man.
He's young.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a 27 guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 27, dude.
And Michael, hey, you guys got to go watch that film. You got to go watch it because we threw up that one film from Michael Steven, bro.
He's a 27.
Fast.
He's a 27.
Erasing freaking angles. Just erasing them.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get him down we're going to get him down, man. Next month, he'll be down with me. He'll come down with me. Me and him already talked about it, man. We're going to put some steaks on the grill down in Norman, so
yeah.
We're going to get him right. Y'all show him a little love.
I'll be there, man. I'll be there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I can't
Together.
wait for that one. Scott Christopher says, Jason, go watch Asia Bradford out of South Lutheran Academy in Houston. Okay.
Check him out. I will check him out.
I've heard the name already, so it sounds like he's a baller, huh? Good stuff.
South Lutheran.
Hey man, they put some players out down in Houston for sure. Kimberly K says Barry can go before BV and take whiny fans with him to do the program solid.
Hey, I like Kimberly K, man. She keeps it real.
She don't pull no punches. She says what needs to be said. She says what needs to be said. That's how she rolls.
Yeah. What did let's see, who was that right there?
Sooner from SoCal?
Nah, what did Nelio say? I'm trying to.
Oh, Nelio says we have a cat out of Hines JC coming to play DT in Manhattan. Patrick Tacky.
Oh yeah. Hines Community College, man. Yeah, I know the guy. Big Larry was the head coach over there. Coach Jones, the head coach there now, star for high school. Yeah. I keep some dudes, man. I had a matter of fact, one of the coaches on my very first travel football team is, I think, the DB coach there. So I'm showing my age now. You know, I coached him in Pee Wee football. Now he's a college coach. So that's crazy.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, cool. Guys, we appreciate everybody coming in. If you hadn't hit that like button, man, help us out.
Hit the like button.
Get over there and hit that like button.
Come on, man.
Wipe your feet before you come in this house, especially when you're going to come in trolling like some of y'all do. So we appreciate everybody coming in. Even if you're coming in trolling, we have fun with it. You know we do, because we're going to troll you back. That's how we roll. But no, we appreciate everybody coming in. We will be back on. I may do one on the weekend. It kind of depends. We got some stuff going on this weekend, but I might do a night show, maybe tomorrow night or Saturday night, maybe Saturday night. We'll see kind of how it goes. We have OU lenses on, and the rest of the world is right. Hey man, house money. I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna be okay. It's Oklahoma, man. This is other place.
Oh,
it's Oklahoma, bro. It'll be all right. T Boomer, thanks for coming in. Nelio, everybody. Hey, all you guys, appreciate everybody coming in. Good to see Kimberly K again. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody that comes in here and spends time with us. And we'll definitely, you know how it is. We'll be back on the show here for sure Monday morning, but I think I'll probably be back Saturday night as well. So make sure you guys check in with us. We'll see you on. Let's see, let me make sure. Oops. I don't even think I have the damn outro. So I'll see you on the next one.